Welcome to Grace Today, a daily vlog designed to encourage you and equip you with the Word of God. Let's begin. All right, beloved, today we're going to begin looking at the sermon that we had on Sunday evening from Exodus chapter 14. As always, if you weren't able to make it to the evening service for that sermon, I would encourage you to listen to that so that you can get really the point of these videos is for us to apply the sermon. And so if you haven't actually listened to it or heard it, these videos might be a bit stilted for you. But with that in mind, I want to encourage you. The main thing that we looked at on Sunday was the deliverance of the Lord through the Red Sea. This is really the transition point in the narrative of Exodus. The people are completely separated from Egypt, completely delivered from Egypt, and established as a nation. And going forward, the Lord will begin to instruct them as a nation in what they are to do. But as we mentioned, the real obvious takeaway from chapter 14, really the end of chapter 13 through chapter 14, is the worship, right? At the end, once they've been delivered, they worship and fear the Lord. And as we mentioned on Sunday, this, of course, points us to our own deliverance and the fact that our own deliverance should lead us to continual worship of the Lord. Now, as we wrapped up on Sunday evening, we talked about some things that often get in the way of our worship, even though we've been delivered, even though we've been set apart as God's people. Often we don't worship as we should. And I talked about some common ways that we're distracted from the glories of our redemption and therefore neglect worship. And those are the things we're going to look at these coming days. And the first one is a discontentment in God's providence or guidance. As we saw on Sunday, the Lord did not lead the Israelites in the most direct path to the promised land, and there was certainly some temptation. It's not really directly mentioned in this passage, but we'll see it in their future going forward, of a discontentment with God's provision, a discontentment with his guidance of them. And this too can be a distraction for us from worship. When we're not contented with what God has given us in our life or how he is guiding our life, we can often become distracted from worshiping him as our deliverer. So let me encourage you today, as you think on this passage and think on how to apply this, how to have undistracted worship, go before the Lord. Seek out those ways that you are not being contented, when you're not content with God's providence or his guidance of your life, and spend some time confessing that before the Lord and repenting, asking that he might help you to be content in all things, as Paul describes in Philippians chapter 4. Ask him to give you the strength to be contented with all of his guidance, all of his providence for your life, so that you might worship him free from that distraction. I hope this is an encouragement to you and a continued blessing to you as we think on these passages from Exodus. I love you, Grace Community, and I'm thankful for you. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in to Grace Today. For more information on Grace Community Baptist Church of Elgin, Texas, and how you can support this ministry, check out the links in the description below. See you tomorrow.